Next, we're going to do a bunch of exercises to make sure we're understanding these ideas of economic surplus, producer and consumer surplus, efficiency, and so on. Okay, so in exercise 2, we are going to have the government interfere in our market. We saw previously that if this market went to equilibrium, then we'd get an equilibrium price here, we'd have our consumer surplus up here, our producer surplus here, but now this isn't going to be the case because we have a price fixed in this market at 6,500. So what are our surpluses going to be now? So have a go at this, see if you can figure it out by yourself, and then I'll run through our answers. Okay, so first step is to draw the price on. So I've drawn the price on here at 6,500. That's going to be helpful for judging our consumer and producer surplus, though it doesn't give us all of our answers that we need. There's an extra assumption that we need to make. So first, our consumer surplus is going to be pretty easy. Remember, consumer surplus is made up of these individual surpluses that are the difference between our willingness to pay, our point on the demand curve, and the price we actually have to pay. So that's our economic surplus for our first person. Our second person gets a little bit less economic surplus because their willingness to pay isn't quite as high. They have to pay the same price. That height is their willingness to pay, and so on. We add all of these vertical bars going along, and then that area in there is our consumer surplus. For producer surplus, we need another assumption though, because we've got a little problem. We don't know which of these sellers is going to sell. Yeah, we've got 500 people willing to sell at this price of 6,500, but only 300 of them are going to be able to sell because there's only 300 buyers at a price of 6,500. Our assumption that we typically make here, in order to be as optimistic as possible about this government intervention, is to say that the people with the lowest willingness to sell actually sell. Those 300 people sell. And if we've decided then that those 300 people will sell, then the surpluses are equal to the sums of all of their bars like this, the difference between the supply curve and the price they're going to receive, this area in here all the way up to the amount that's actually traded, 300, and then we stop. So this then is the best producer surplus that could be obtained in this market with a price of 6,500.